G'day guys, I'm Troy Lipczynski, driver of the Lippy Motorsport R31 Skyline. I'm from the Barossa Valley and I'm 28 years old. I've been into cars longer than I can remember. My old man got me into them back in the day. We're taking me to like the drag racing at AIR and the supercars at the Clipsal 500, all back then. Ever since then, I've been into cars, and then me and Dad started playing Gran Turismo on PlayStation 1, and I fell in love with the Skylines on there. Ever since then, it's been Nissan for me, and never looked back. My first car was actually a Nissan R31 Skyline. It was a Series 3 Auto GX. I had that for 3 months, and then I got T-boned all my L's with Mum in the passenger seat. So then I went out and bought another R31 Skyline. This time it was a Silhouette manual, and that was the funnest thing I've ever had. There's plenty of bad memories that probably will get me in a bit of trouble, but some of the good memories are cruising down the bay in it and just driving around on weekends. It was one of those cars I wish I never really sold, but still got this one, so we're hanging with this one forever. So I got into drifting with one of my schoolmates. I helped a schoolmate build a drift car. It was actually this shell right here. I didn't really know what drifting was at the time. Once he had it finished, went out and watched him do a practice night, and ever since that night I've been hooked. I've always wanted to be in the motorsport in some sort of sense, and yeah, drifting just captured me. And when he finally came time to sell that shell, I knew I had to have it. So the first drift event I ever entered was the Match Series on my 19th birthday from memory, and it was in this car after building it for 12 months. Built it from a rolling shell to what it is now, sort of thing, just a bit more basic, and yeah, my 19th birthday, that was where it all started for me. I didn't buy this car. Mum and Dad gave it to me for my 18th birthday as a birthday present, and it was a rolling shell. It had no front end in it at all, so no motor, no gearbox, no suspension, no cross members, nothing. Just a diff and 4 doors. Ever since then, I've just been slowly building and progressing it. Every time I outdrive a car, I upgrade something else. So just recently, I've moved the rack forward and put caster rods and stuff in it like that. And yeah, every time I outdrive it, something new. Still running the same motor I started out with, which is an unopened RB25 out of an R33 Skyline. It's also running a stock R33 Skyline gearbox and a stock R31 diff. It's a mini-spool diff, and ever since that, that's pretty much how it all started. Other than that, I've upgraded knuckles, I've upgraded caster rod brackets, I've upgraded cross members, I've got S13 suspension throughout the car. Other than that, it's really just a basic car with a fair bit of power going through it. It's your normal run-of-the-mill R31 Skyline, just with some Bunnings garden edging front lip on it that I painted purple to match the rest of the car. It actually has genuine Ortec Saphiro side skirts on it that I had to cut an inch out and re-fiberglass and put them on. So that definitely upset a few of the purists. And then it's got a big Country Labs wing hanging off the rear of it. Other than that, it's basically just cut and shut front guards and bashed up rear guards with hammers. So suspension in this car is a Shockworks prototype in a way. It's S13 coilovers, but it's been revalved to suit the R31 because this thing is a lot bigger and heavier than a S13 Silvia. So they came on board about 2 or 3 years ago to help me out, and they also helped out Dad with his territory. So they've been awesome with helping out with that, and they've really brought this car to life. I've also run the Kumo tyres. They came on board a couple of years ago, and since then, this car is actually able to keep up with Silvia's. I'm running the same tyres front and rear, 235 45 17s at about 340 tread wear. So it's just their normal street tyres, nothing too flash. It's an RB25 DET. It's actually unopened. I have put a metal head gasket on it just recently because it blew the stock one only about 18 months ago. It's running Plazoman inlet manifolds, 6-boost exhaust manifolds, Kenny-Gower TD06 turbos, Turbo Smart wastegates, 1000cc injectors, running on E85. On 17 pound, and it's making about 350 kilowatts and 800 newton meters of torque all day, every day. I enlisted the help with the Joystick boys, so Pete, Ricky and Anthony Cece. They steered me in the right directions with everything that I've done with this car. They told me to start basic and outdrive the car, and everything they've done I've listened to. So I haven't gone to events and had things fail. I haven't driven the car and had anything where I've gone, this isn't working, I need to change it straight away. The only time I've ever had anything fail was I had a turbo fail, which was before Kenny-Gower was supporting me, and I had an ECU fail. Those are 2 of the things I've had fail at an event for me for 8-9 years. Favourite event is a toss-up between 2. First one for me, it would be the first DCA Mount Gambier Street event. One, purely because it's a street event. We've never had that in Australia before. That's just gnarly. The fact that there was walls everywhere, it was my first national series, it was my first time driving in the wet, it was an experience I'll never forget, but it's on par with pretty much everything that Drifting SA is putting out at the moment. Like, I've never gone to a Drifting SA event that hasn't been balls to the wall fun, and everyone loves everyone, and everyone's partying Saturday nights. It's just so much fun. You just don't want to leave. I've got some wicked memories. One would be going to Tassie. I actually put a permanent rego on this thing. You got to drive it around in the Cradle Mountains up in the rainforest up there. But I had Dad in the passenger seat for me the whole way through. That's a memory I'll never forget. That was absolutely awesome. Just on our way to work in the race car. Some of the stuff that's been awesome on track is having like Scotty Miller, like the reigning champion for Drifting SA, sitting on my door pretty much every event. I've got tyre marks in the passenger door from him sitting there and grinding away at my paint. Last round I was sitting on doors with Cale Scott and he's hit me and this thing's looking real sad because of it, but yeah, I've got so many good memories in this car that it's going to be tough to actually reshell this thing. I want to take this thing as far as I can go. If I can make a living out of this and not actually have to have a day job, that's my end goal. But I need to be realistic at the same time, so I do work as much as I can to fund this hobby. But I have got an S13 Silvia sitting at home that I'm slowly doing the reshell, and this event that I'm just about to do is going to be the last one for this shell. And then it's going to be all swapped over into an S13. So I've got to say a huge thank you to my boy CC. He's helped me out from day one. He knows this car better than I do. Like, if people ask me what setup I'm running, I tend to send CC a message and go, what's going on with my car, dude? Like, they want to know what's going on. So big thanks to CC, he's helped me out from day one. Zerv just recently jumped on board and they've had so much help, it's been so good. Kumo have been helping me out for a couple of years now and I can't thank him enough. Penwright jumped on board for a couple of seasons. Kenny Gower Turbos, and then I've got a couple of mates, Late Rate Tiling, SS Car Cleaning, Doyle Contracting and Angry Industries. You guys have been the backbone behind my driving for a few years now and I can't thank you guys enough. So the reason I love drifting is the people in it. Like, the cars, they cost so much money and we just don't care how much we spend purely because of the people we meet along the way and the fun you have with them. If it wasn't for the people, I don't think this sport would be around. So thanks to all the people that are involved in this sport. That goes for officials, volunteers, drivers, spectators, all of them.